in my hands is one of the world's most expensive ingredients.
And today I'm hunting down the rarest ingredients on the planet. I'm going straight to the source, doing the work it takes to get them.
Oh wow, so this is what caviar looks like straight out of the belly.
And we'll also be creating a beautiful dish using each ingredient. And hopefully we'll understand why they're so expensive.
Wow, $1,500 per pound. I'm at a secret location in Northern California where we'll be harvesting one of the most expensive foods in the world, truffles. I'm here with Robert Chang, the owner of American Truffle Company, and he is known as the CTO, which is not a technical officer. He is the Chief Truffle Officer. We're in California right now. Doesn't truffle usually come from Europe?
You're absolutely right. Truffles usually come from Europe, but with the right science and the right methodology, we can and have successfully grown truffles here in North America.
So essentially, it's a miracle that we're able to have truffles here in North America.
That's right.
And that's thanks to you and science. All right, Robert, why are truffles so expensive, number one? And then how much are they?
So truffles are expensive simply because of supply and demand, like most things in the world, but truffles are probably the starkest example of supply and demand out there. The worldwide demand for truffles way outstrips the supply. And because of climate change, the native habitats in Europe that are producing the vast majority of truffles will stop being in the favorable climate zone and stop producing truffles within about 25 to 30 years.
No way.
So that's why truffles are expensive and will continue to get more and more expensive. There are many different types of truffles. The most expensive is the Italian white truffle. A pound could go up to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 during peak season. Whereas the Perigord black truffle, which is the one that we cultivate, that can go anywhere from $800, $900 up to $1,500 a pound for consumers.
Wow, $1,500 per pound.
Since real truffles grow completely underground, human eyes are useless here. You can't just pick them, you have to hunt for them. And that's why we brought in the experts, Linnell and Bill, and their secret weapon, Bodhi and Zara. That's right, dogs. Turns out humans have been using dogs for generations to track down truffles. They're trained from the day they were born to smell that distinct scent from incredibly far away. And today, we're trusting them to find our buried treasure.
So we'll go into the wind, and I usually do go up and down rows, but sometimes I'll just let her take off and tell me where the truffle is. See what she's doing? She's trying to tell me that there's a truffle here. And you don't want to use your trowel too much here because you don't want to start digging, because you can turn a $500 truffle into $50 with the nick of your trowel. I think this is it. Is that pretty?
Feel it, feel it.
Oh, that's the truffle. I think we found our first truffle. Let me get a little whiff of this.
What'd you think?
That's the freshest truffles I've ever smelled.
All right.
It's just crazy to me that the dirt smells like truffle. Like, it smells delicious. All right, we found a truffle, and they're letting me rip it out. Hopefully I don't break it and turn it into a $10
it's called
truffle.
gently pulling it out.
Gently pulling it out. I'm gonna gently pull it out. Here I go. Oh, look at this. Wow.
Let me see. Wow, it's very truffly.
Very truffly.
Very
Look how
truffly.
big it is, man. Now it's time to go clean the truffle. Gotta be really gentle with this process. This is so awesome. This is the real deal.
Every time I come across fresh harvested truffles, I just get a kick out of it.
It's amazing. It's actually a great feeling. I can't wait to cook with this. I'm gonna make something really delicious.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. All right, we just got back from the truffle farm and I got our fresh truffle here and I'm gonna make a classic truffle dish. But first, we gotta make fresh pasta. Truffle and pasta go together like peanut butter and jelly. And making pasta from scratch is a lot easier than you might think. First, we're gonna just take some flour here, and with our bowl, we're gonna create a well. And that's exactly what you want the well to look like. And into our well, we're gonna go in with 2 whole eggs and 4 egg yolks. And with our fork, we're just gonna go ahead and whisk the eggs. Once it gets thick like that, I'm gonna just start pulling in all that flour into the mixture here. Now I'm gonna gradually start kneading this until we get our pasta dough. When our pasta dough is ready, we're gonna just go ahead and cover this with saran wrap so it doesn't dry up. Now we're just gonna let this sit for 30 minutes. All right, after about 30 minutes, our pasta dough is now officially ready. Now I'm just gonna cut it into 4 here. Just gonna turn on our pasta maker here. And we're just gonna let it do its thing here. Beautiful. Look how perfect this came out. Before we shape our pasta, we're gonna cut them down into smaller pieces just so they're more manageable. Now we're ready to shape our pasta. All right, here we go. We're gonna run this through and we should get the shape we want. Oh, look at that. We're gonna bunch this together and we're ready to cook this up. Before we get started with our pasta sauce, we're gonna cut it into our truffle and just take a look at what the cross section looks like. Oh my goodness. The smell of this is so intense. It like filled up my entire kitchen. First thing we're gonna do is make the sauce. This is gonna be a creamy truffle pasta. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Once the butter is melted, I'm gonna add in some chopped shallots here, some white wine, some heavy cream, add in some fresh Parmesan cheese. This is what's gonna help it thicken up and make it even more creamier. All right, now we're gonna shave in some of this delicious truffle right into our sauce. And I gotta tell you, the smell of this sauce, it is unbelievably delicious. All right, our sauce is almost ready. Let's go ahead and cook our pasta. To our boiling water, we're gonna heavily season it with some salt. Now we're gonna cook up our fresh pasta and it should take about 2 to 3 minutes, not long at all. Our pasta is fully cooked. Now I'm just gonna toss this into our sauce and you want some of that pasta water to follow along. All we're trying to do now is cook down the water so our sauce gets nice and thick. Just love how every piece of pasta is covered with that truffle. We're not done with this. I'm gonna add some truffle shavings right on top of our pasta. And thanks to Robert from American Truffle Company, they gifted me this truffle shaver. You wanna get super thin slices of the truffle because that's how you get most of the flavor out of this truffle. And there we have it, truffle pasta from truffle that we harvested. Let's go ahead and take a bite and see what it tastes like. Oh my goodness. The truffle is subtle, not overpowering at all, complements the pasta beautifully. This is probably some of the best pasta and truffle I've ever had. Let's head over to our next ingredient. Okay, so truffles are clearly one of the most expensive foods in the world, but we got our hands on something even more rare, a blue lobster. There's literally 1 in 2 million chance of catching a blue lobster. But apparently there are some fishermen that go their entire career without even seeing one, but not our guy. Meet Captain Kurt.
Hey everybody, Captain Kurt from up in Maine. I go out on my boat, I haul traps, and I try and catch as many lobsters as possible. And this guy right here is a rare one. I've never seen one of these before in one of my traps, so this is really exciting.
So why are they so rare and how do they come out blue?
It's just a genetic mutation, so different colored lobsters are very rare. You have your normal colored lobsters, but a blue one like this is about 1 in every 2 million lobsters. Very rarely do you see one of these.
Why are lobsters in general so expensive?
Mostly it's because they're harvested out in the wild off the coast of Maine where the water is cold and rough and a lot goes into actually harvesting these animals. So that's the biggest part right there.
Yeah, after you catch them, you have to put them in like a special container, make sure you transport them correctly. Okay, let's say I want to buy one.
Yeah.
I have all the money in the world. How much would you sell me a blue lobster for?
I don't know, $10,000, $20,000. Do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
All right.
All right, let's get to cooking this lobster. All right, guys, we're about to cook a $20,000 lobster. Sorry, buddy. I'm just kidding. You think I'm gonna... I'm not gonna kill this thing. This thing's gonna go into a museum. What museum is it going to?
It's going to the Gulf of Maine Research Institute up in Portland, Maine.
Okay, we'll go ahead and donate this to that.
Awesome.
I don't wanna, that's, you know, this is so rare. We don't wanna eat this thing, but we have a regular lobster that we're gonna turn into a lobster roll. All right, Captain, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yep.
I've never done this before.
Okay.
And I don't want today to be my first.
All right, I got you.
So I'm gonna let you, oh, look at this guy. He's trying to eat me.
He's trying to kill you first.
Yeah. Captain, go ahead and.
We ready?
Yeah,
Here we go.
Let's do it.
I'm sorry, man. Here we go. On 1, 2, 3.
All right, Captain, our water is boiling. Now you're gonna just add some salt?
Yep, we'll salt it just like the ocean.
Beautiful.
And then if you can boil water, you can cook a lobster. Here we go.
Here we go.
Right in. 12 to 14 minutes, good to go.
All right, Captain, it's been about 12 minutes.
Time's up.
So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the lobster.
Sounds good.
Wow,
It's ready.
Look at the color.
I know, that's amazing.
Look at the color contrast right here. This is a blue lobster and this is a red lobster. So Captain, you're telling me if we were to cook this blue lobster, it'll look exactly like this red lobster here.
Absolutely. The proteins in any colored lobster would change to this color when they experience heat. So if we cook this lobster right here, it would look just like that. You want to try it?
No, this is $20,000.
Okay.
I don't have that kind of money. All right, Captain, since you're the professional here, can you show us how to properly shuck a lobster?
I can do that.
Cool.
If you're not making a mess, you're not doing it right. That is rule number 1 when it comes
Good
to
to know.
lobsters. So
Good
I
to
always
know.
start with the claws. Claws come right off, and we'll do this separate the claw from the knuckle, just like that. Oh, look at that. That piece comes right out like that.
Oh, just with your hands, huh?
Oh yeah, there's no other way. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it's just a matter of finding the right pressure points, and if you do that, you can get it all nice, just like that.
That looks beautiful.
All right, so once we've done the claws and knuckles, we move on to the tail, and you just separate the tail from the body. I separate 1, 2 sections up, just like that, and then do a little crack, and then you can push the tail right out through.
That looks beautiful.
So we got some knuckle meat, some claw meat, some tail meat. We can mess around with that
Cool.
and make it into a roll.
So I'm just gonna roughly chop this up. So into my bowl, I'm gonna go in with the lobster. To that, I'm gonna add in some mayo, our chopped tarragon, some chopped chives. Then I'm gonna zest a lemon. Now I'm just gonna give that a quick mix. Lastly, Captain, I'm gonna go in with that lobster filling. And here it is, Captain, fresh Maine lobster roll. Is that beautiful?
I want you to try that. That looks
Okay,
so good.
fine. I mean, listen, I do also want you to try.
All right.
Try. What happened?
I didn't know you were shooting.
Nick, we're filming here.
I'm filming later. My bad.
Oh, all right. Well, Nick, do you want to come try this fresh Maine lobster?
Wow, it's a beautiful lobster roll.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Here we go.
Free.
I would give it an 8.8, which is really good.
No, that is great.
Really good.
I'm so happy. I'm gonna go to our next ingredient.
Mess up the shop.
No, don't worry about it.
We're now at Halfmoon Bay Wasabi Farm, one of the only producers of authentic fresh wasabi here in the United States.
I'm here with Jeff and Jim, and guys, what are we doing today?
I imagine you haven't seen a wasabi farm, so we're gonna take you around and show you what the plants look like, and we'll harvest some up. We've got some nigiris we can try a little bit.
Okay.
And it's something you probably haven't seen before. It'll be fun.
Jeff, we are ready to harvest the wasabi. These plants are 2 years old?
From the time we propagated them to right now, the range is 18 to 24 months on
Oh
average.
my goodness. All right, so I'm just gonna grab one. All right, here I go. Just gotta lift it up here. Oh, wow. There it is, right there. All right, so what is the first step here? Do we want to get rid of all the leaves?
So yeah, we've kind of cleaned them up with the hose a little bit first, and then it's just a matter of chopping off all these leaves. As you get towards the bottom of the plant, it's more spicy.
Got it.
And these little white roots are crazy hot. So now it's just a matter of separating them all out.
Got it. How much is this guy?
So that guy's about a half pound, a little over a half pound. So $60 for that
60
one.
bucks for this.
Yeah.
So the reason it's so expensive is because, first of all, how long it takes, but second of all, how much effort goes into making sure these guys come out good. Okay, so from this point on, how do we clean this and get it ready for a restaurant?
So it's just a matter of trimming it up, cleaning it up, and then that's it.
All right, I'm gonna try to do one. How am I doing so far?
Get all those green hairs off, though.
Oh,
man. No,
I don't like that.
man.
You're already getting yelled at here. And then for this, you kind of just...
Turn the knife around.
I would definitely not get hired.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I going too deep?
You're fine.
Okay.
You're good. That's about it.
Look at that.
That's it.
All right, so we're ready to eat the wasabi. How would you do it?
So it's just a matter of grating it up. There's quite a bit of flavor difference between the bottom and the top. It's just whiter generally at the bottom and greener at the top. I like to do both sides and then mix it up so that the flavor is pretty uniform throughout the whole piece. You can have it right now, but it's best at if you wait about 5 minutes.
Really?
More flavor and heat will come out. Try it now. It's
Yeah, let me
kinda
try it
fun
now.
Just to
Yeah, let me try it now.
Because it really changes.
Oh.
So it's got some heat.
Still got some punch to it.
Yeah.
All right, it's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna take another bump. This time I'm gonna go a little bit less. Ooh. It's absolutely delicious, first of all. I got the sweetness.
Yeah, the taste is good.
It's way more balanced now. All right, let's go ahead and try some of this on the nigiri. I'm excited. Put some of this fresh wasabi right on top. A wasabi cheers, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, glad having you guys out. Woo! That's how you do it.
Wow, that is wildly different than horseradish. That is delicious. All right, thank you, Jeff and Jim, for showing me your beautiful greenhouse, the process of growing wasabi. I'm gonna take this home and see what we can make with it.
Yeah, our pleasure. Dying to see what we do with it.
Let's go get started.
Yeah.
All right, I just made it back from the wasabi farm. As you guys saw, we ate sushi with our wasabi. That is the classic way to enjoy wasabi. But I want to make something that's going to make this wasabi really stand out and push the flavor to another level. So let's get started. First, we're just going to peel off the skin here, and then I'm going to peel the skin off the top portion as well. Okay, we got the grater here that they gave us as a gift, which was really nice of them. I'm going to go ahead and grate our wasabi. This is going to be amazing. All right, we grated the bottom part. Now let's do the spicy top. Okay, the bottom is a lot more whiter than the top. The top is super vibrant, and I'm gonna mix it together to just even the spice. Okay, I've mixed everything together. I'm gonna let this sit for 5 minutes so it activates, and we're gonna work on the rest of the sauce. Okay, we're gonna be making a fresh wasabi cream sauce. I'm gonna first take some cucumber and just roughly chop this up, and we're gonna toss that into a blender. And then we're gonna take some fresh cilantro and toss that in. Now I'm gonna take some green onions, just cut off the green part and toss that into the blender. All right, now we're gonna add in some sour cream, some mayo, some lemon. For that sweetness, we're gonna go in with some mirin. Now I'm gonna toss in my wasabi. Whew, that is a lot of wasabi. And finally, I'm gonna hit it with some salt. And now we just blend this up. Oh my goodness, this is green. I'm gonna give it a little taste. That is perfect. I get the flavor of that wasabi, the freshness of the herbs, the cucumber, the onions. Oh my god, this is really good. All right, I got a fresh piece of salmon here, and we're just gonna simply cook this up. Okay, our pan has come up to heat. I'm gonna put the salmon in skin side down first. I wanna wait for that skin to really crisp up here. Now I'm just gonna flip it. Oh, that is looking beautiful. All right, we got a nice color on the other side of our salmon, and then we're gonna finally butter baste this to add more flavor. I'm gonna put our salmon onto a wire rack and let that rest. All right, for this dish, we're also gonna be adding rice. I'm gonna pack it into a bowl I have here, and now we just simply flip this onto our plate, and then we just simply lift it up, and boom, we get a beautifully shaped rice. And then we're gonna take our delicious wasabi creamy sauce and pour that around our plate. And we're gonna place our beautifully cooked salmon right on top of the rice here. And last but not least, I'm gonna just hit it with some toasted sesame seeds. And here we have it. We took our fresh wasabi and turned it into this beautiful crispy salmon wasabi cream sauce dish. This dish looks so beautiful. I'm gonna mix everything together and take a bite here. Here we go. The mix with the salmon, the rice, that fresh, herby wasabi cream sauce. I wish Jeff and Jim were next to me right now tasting this dish because I think they would be super proud. That's amazing. For our next expensive ingredient, we are gonna be cooking up some A5 Wagyu, but not any old A5 Wagyu, Japanese A5 Wagyu. This thin slab of meat cost me $350. So Wagyu steak comes from a very specific cow. And these cows have to be well pampered. They eat 3 times more than a regular cow. And the quality of food that they eat has to be the freshest and the highest. This is how you get that beautiful marbling texture. These cows are treated way better than probably you and I. Also, another thing about the Japanese A5 Wagyu, it's a $25 billion industry, and Japan still owns 10 billion of it. And this is straight from Japan, so we got the best of the best here. Now let's cook it up. Okay, usually with steak, people add different types of seasonings, some rosemary, some garlic, some butter. A5 Wagyu is not supposed to have anything but plain old salt. So I'm just gonna hit this with salt and make sure you season both sides. So we're just gonna go ahead and get a crust on either side. You'll also notice I didn't put any oil in the pan because of how fatty the steak is. You don't need any oil to cook it. One thing I noticed in Japan when I was visiting is they have Wagyu flavor everything. They had Wagyu flavor potato chips, cheese, and even ice cream. I mean, they love their Wagyu, so they've inserted it into everything. Okay, our one side is ready. I mean, just look at that. Ooh, that is beautiful. Now I'm just gonna put this onto a baking pan and let this rest for about 10 minutes. Okay, our steak is fully rested. I'm gonna move that onto my cutting board. In order to cut this, I'm gonna get rid of some of the fat and kind of shape my steak exactly how I want it. Okay, this is the fatty bit. You don't wanna get rid of it. I mean, you could still technically eat it, but what I'm gonna do is cook it down, fully render all the fat out of it, and you're gonna have delicious A5 Wagyu fat. Okay, now we're just gonna simply cut our Wagyu into strips. just want to show you guys the cross section real quick. This is exactly how you want it. A crust on the top, a crust on the bottom, and raw in the middle. Now let's plate it up. The way traditionally it's plated is with the cut side up, so you can see that beautiful cross section of that Wagyu. You could just eat the steak straight up like this, but there's other ways that are traditionally eaten, and sometimes they go ahead and sprinkle some chives on top of the steak, and it just adds more delicious flavor. And here we have it, a delicious Japanese A5 Wagyu steak. I mean, this just looks like a beautiful art piece. All right, I'm excited to eat this $300 steak. Here's my first bite. Oh my goodness, this thing just melts in your mouth. It is so delicious, and there's one more other way that you can enjoy Wagyu. With wasabi. I mean, we're gonna use Jim and Jeff's wasabi here. This is a very traditional way of eating Japanese A5 Wagyu. So we're basically taking this $300 Wagyu steak and making it $400. That's really expensive. Now I'm gonna take my wasabi grinder and just grind it up. Okay, beautiful. All right, I'm gonna put a little wasabi on my Wagyu here. Bon appetit. Fresh wasabi with some fresh A5 Wagyu. There's nothing like it, man. Oh my goodness. That is a lethal combination. That's amazing. For our next expensive ingredient, here we have saffron. If you guys haven't heard of saffron before, it is the world's most expensive spice. It originated somewhere in the Middle East. I'm gonna just try a singular piece without any processing in it. I wanna see what it tastes like. Wow, very flowery. It has this very bitter aftertaste. Just that one little strand that I had so much flavor in it. There's so many ways to use saffron. And the reason why it's so expensive is because it takes about 150,000 flowers to make 1 pound of saffron. And 1 pound of saffron costs about $5,000. That's crazy. The amount that we have here today is about $120 to $150, just right here. For many of you guys that don't know, I'm Persian Armenian, so I grew up eating a ton of saffron. It's one of my favorite spices, and because of how expensive it is, there's a ton of fake saffron out there, but my dad being Persian Armenian, he got it straight from Iran, and this is the exact one we're using. Just this tiny little bag of it is about $25. So let's go ahead and make my all-time favorite dish with saffron. And what we're gonna be making is called juje kebab. I grew up eating this dish, so I'm so happy to share it with you guys. All right, first things first, with saffron, however it comes, you can't just use that to marinate it. You actually have to break it down. That's where all the flavor comes out. And we're just gonna grind this down until we get a fine powder. And now I'm gonna take my chicken thighs and cut them into squares here. You want it to look like this. Okay, now that our chicken has been cut up, I'm gonna season it with some salt, hit it with some pepper, and then I'm gonna squeeze half a lemon in here, hit it with some olive oil, and last but not least, we're gonna add in our saffron. A tiny bit goes such a long way. And as you guys are about to see, once I start mixing this, it's gonna turn yellow. And that's that saffron just spreading throughout the chicken. All right, now we're gonna let this marinate for about 2 hours. 2 hours later, our chicken is ready. Okay, now I'm gonna take the chicken and run it through a skewer. We're basically making kebab, but this is a at-home recipe. That's exactly how I want my chicken to be on my skewer. Okay, I got a flat little grill here, but you could totally throw this into a pan. Just gonna hit it with some oil, and then we just wanna fry these up. I'm gonna make sure I fry every side of my chicken here. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, our chicken is ready. I'm also gonna be making saffron rice. So in my pot, I already cooked up some rice, and we're gonna take some saffron. And we're not gonna put this directly into the rice. We're gonna add this to a bowl, and then we're just gonna add in a little bit of water. We're gonna give that a good mix, and then we're just gonna pour this straight onto our rice. We add a little bit of butter to our rice, and that just makes it so much more flavor. It's amazing. I'm gonna go in with some saffron rice onto my plate here. I wish you guys could smell through the screen because it smells absolutely amazing here. And then I'm just gonna add my chicken right to my plate with the skewer on. All right, here it is, my childhood on a plate. We got saffron chicken with saffron rice, and I can't wait to take a bite of this. But before I do, most Middle Easterners will get mad at me if I don't add this one spice, which is sumac. This is a dried fruit blended up. It tastes so amazing. We are ready. The sumac's on the plate. We got the saffron chicken. I'm gonna take the chicken, have that with rice. Woo! Bon appetit. After you try saffron, you understand why you pay a premium price for this spice. It tastes unbelievable. Wow.
And now we're headed to Tsar Nicoulai farm to track down the last and arguably the most luxurious ingredient of this video, Caviar. They've been producing world-class caviar for over 40 years, and today we're gonna harvest it ourselves, taking it straight from the belly of the fish all the way to the final tin.
I'm here with Ollie, the CEO of Tsar Nicoulai Farm. Ollie, what are we gonna be doing today?
All right, Patrick, we are gonna do a little bit of everything. You're gonna make caviar, you're gonna swim with fish, you're gonna try caviar at its purest. You're gonna make it yourself. So no pressure.
No way.
We only spent 12 years raising this fish.
Oh my God, wait. Don't put that pressure on me.
I know, but you have a culinary background. You know, we're going right in.
All right, let's get into it then.
Let's
today.
do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
The caviar we all know comes from this fish, the white sturgeon. We're ready to start the harvest, but to do this right, we're bringing in Austin. He's been harvesting caviar for years, and today he's gonna teach us how to catch a sturgeon and check if it's ready for harvest.
All right, here we go.
The water's nice and warm, don't worry.
It's actually not that bad.
Oh, sturgeon right at your foot.
Oh my goodness, I just stood on one. Is he good? Is he
Yep,
gone?
we're good.
All right, let's grab a fish. Who's chill? Which one of you are chill?
Essentially, yeah, I just want to have, like I said, one hand right in the mouth and the other hand right on the tail.
In the mouth?
Yep.
Does it hurt?
No.
All right, so my hand right here.
Yep.
It's nibbling.
Yep. Feel the nibble. And then just right there and just kind of let it dance back.
I don't have it. Let's do it again. All right, so we're gonna now ultrasound
Yep.
this. Oh, you're seeing there. Okay.
Yeah, so you can kind of see those hard dots, kind of like I said for the Dippin' Dots. Then what we'll do is we'll evaluate it for the final step.
So that's the roll straight from the fish.
Make sure it's not going to pop just by the roll. And then finally,
Wow.
the big money.
Straight from the stomach.
Yeah, so we're looking for that pop, that clear texture and taste. Because if it's not ready on any of those, like I said, we'll let it swim and keep developing those flavors.
Wow. So this fish is ready to go.
That fish is ready to go.
Can I name the fish? I'm gonna name that Ashley. Ashley, we'll take care of you, don't worry. All right, Austin, thanks so much. Let's go process it now. Can I say process Ashley?
But before we dive into the raw process, there's one question we have to answer. Why exactly is caviar so incredibly expensive?
It takes a long time to raise. The caviar you make today is from a 10-year-old fish.
10-year-old.
So this fish is raised, you know, eco-certified, only certified sustainable farm in North America. Feeds are regulated, we're antibiotic steroid free. So this is like the best way to do it for both quality and the environment. So that's why it's so expensive.
Okay, so we're now inside the facility. What are we about to do?
We're about to go check out the cutting room. This is where we do the extraction of caviar and we do the filleting and initial processing of the meats that we smoke.
Let's go ahead.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this thing is giant.
This is where you're gonna have your ovaries.
Got it right
You know,
here.
so the caviar portion is gonna come from here.
Oh wow. So this is what fresh caviar looks like straight out of the belly.
Now the rest of that's gonna go to get processed, and we're gonna see how you do on the caviar making side.
Value-wise, how much caviar is in this bag?
You got about 8 to 10 grand.
This is $8,000 to $10,000. I gotta go.
From here, the sturgeon roe goes through a quick cleaning process. It gets screened, rinsed, and then salted. But before they add the salt, we had to try the pure caviar.
All right, I'm about to try caviar straight from the sturgeon's belly without any processing. This is pure caviar. All right, here I go. Cheers. Wow, very subtle. I was expecting it to be like no flavor whatsoever, but that's not bad at all.
Now that we know what it tastes like raw, we need to turn this into true caviar by carefully mixing in the salt.
It feels amazing. Have you ever been to like, you know when you go to the grocery store, you see the big bin of like beans and you just stick your hands in? It's kind of like that, but way lighter, you know? Now this is fun, I can do this all day.
Focus.
Okay, now I'm trying caviar at day 0. This is not cured, this is just purely salted. Wow. Whoever salted this knows what they're doing.
Once salted, the caviar is spread out for one final inspection to remove any remaining imperfections. Then it's time to pack the tins.
This is a lot harder than it looks.
After the pros help me pack it, the tin is accurately weighed, sterilized, and sealed up to cure.
All right, now I'm signing my own caviar case here. And here it is, my own caviar tin. Okay, our caviar is in our tin. We gotta let this cure. Then I'm gonna be making something special with this. All right, 1 week later, we're back at the studio and we got our Tsar Nicoulai caviar. They just sent it to me. These guys have been doing caviar for decades, so it's kind of cool that we got to experience that. But let's go ahead and open this up. here it is, here it is. We're opening it up. Oh my goodness, look at that. This is a ton of caviar. Okay, Ollie said I gotta make something amazing with this caviar, so I can't let him down. Let's get started. Okay, so for this recipe, I'm gonna be making potato pave. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically called a 1,000-layer potato. And when you pair that with the caviar and some other ingredients, it's just chef's kiss. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is peel my potato. Now we're gonna take a mandolin and start slicing it up. What we want is super, super thin slices. Okay, perfect. Now that we have all of our slices, I'm gonna take a whole stick of butter, throw that into a pan, and now we're gonna flavor it with some rosemary. This rosemary is straight from my garden. I'm pretty proud of that. It's the only plant I've been able to keep alive. Just gonna go in with like a handful of rosemary here. Now I'm just gonna go in with a bit of minced garlic. We're gonna turn on the heat and let this slowly melt down. Okay, our butter is melted. All that flavor is infused into the butter. Now I'm just gonna strain it, and there's our butter. Now into any baking pan, I'm gonna start layering my potato. Once we get our first layer down, I'm gonna take our infused butter and just brush every piece of potato. And we're gonna repeat this process until we use up all our potatoes. Okay, we're gonna take another baking tray and just kind of push it right on top. I wanna make sure I squeeze this. And we're gonna pop this into a 350-degree oven for about 2 hours. All right, 2 hours later, it's out of the oven. I let it slightly cool down. Now we're just gonna weigh it down with something heavy, and then we gotta let this sit overnight. But luckily you guys don't have to wait because ours is ready right now. All right, we're gonna take the top off here, and because we weighed this overnight, we should get a nicely compressed potato here. Ooh, this is looking good. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut these into rectangles, try to be as even as possible. Boom, here is our piece right here, look at that. Okay, now that we got our piece, I'm gonna go ahead and fry it up. I'm not gonna deep fry this, but I do wanna shallow fry it because I want that crispy outside with a fluffy inside. Oh, that is beautiful. What I love the most is you can see all those layers. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, now that our potato's ready, we're gonna go ahead and dress this up. On the top here, I'm gonna put a nice even layer of creme fraiche. Now it's time to put on our caviar, and I wanna be as even as possible. Oh man, that looks amazing. Last but not least, we're gonna top this off with some chives. This is a classic touch to any caviar combination. And here we have it, potato pave with the creme fraiche and the caviar that we harvested. This looks amazing. Ollie, I hope you're proud. Now let's take a bite. Oh my goodness. Probably the best bite I've ever had in my life. The freshness of that caviar is on another level, combined with that crispy, delicious potato, the creme fraiche chives. This is amazing. I could see why it's worth a ton of money. Oh my goodness.